fixed your
Look,
camera.
it's just because I do this way.
I know. It
Oh, look how
focuses on
good
what's
that
close.
looks.
That is pretty good. Okay, now put your face in focus because nobody cares about your Dorito or whatever that
Dude,
is.
this
What
is
is
not
that?
a Dorito, bro. You don't know what this is?
No, I don't know what that is. Dennis, I think we're live. I have to fix the video. Hey, entertain the folks.
Okay.
Sing a song. Dennis is a musician.
This is a commercial for
what?
Wafer rolls.
Dude. Wafer rolls?
Bro, these are the real deal. I can't even get a clear zoom on it. Maybe because my face is in the picture.
Please fix your camera, Dennis.
Hey, if anybody out there
Nobody out there, nobody's going to fix your camera. You have to fix your camera. It's been 2 years, Dennis.
We'll do a one-on-one Zoom call and we'll fix my camera. And in turn,
you're going to get this beanie.
Bro, we owe that beanie to like 8 different people.
I know.
We should say it's like a beanie that I have to pass around. They're gonna be like,
exactly. It's the beanie that keeps on giving. Dude,
one guy got mad, and he was like, wrote it. He's like, bro, and he blamed me for it. He's like, Dennis, who's my beanie? I'm like, bro, I don't know. I don't even know who you are.
It's okay. I know who he is.
Okay, good.
Dude, so funny. Oh my God, you're right.
We are terrible. We are terrible podcasts.
No,
hosts.
We're not.
I am terrible.
You're terrible, Dennis. You're freaking
See
terrible.
See how I got ahead of that?
You don't fix your camera. You eat. You're unprofessional. You're unkempt. Your lighting's off.
Nobody ever
send
eats.
people. You don't send people their beanies.
No, that's your fault. Nobody ever eats on camera, and I know why. It's really annoying. I'd be so mad. All right, that's the last one.
Okay, I think I fixed everything, dude. You want to talk about eating on camera? Hey, guess how many days I've gone without eating?
Well, I 4, 3, 2.
Dude, that was actually pretty. Like right off the bat, pretty decent guess.
Yeah.
No, it's been 3 days.
3 days. I went for it because I was just like, maybe it was 4. No,
you thought. Okay, guess how many days I'm gonna go for?
Bro, wait, what? You're still going?
How many days do you think I'm gonna go for?
You're gonna do a week, aren't you?
You're gonna 7 days. Amateur hour?
Shut your face, bro. Why you gotta one up me, bro?
Hey, anything you can do, I can do better. You know that song?
Statement.
You know that song?
Of course I know that song.
Okay.
Good thing we don't have a sound bite for that. Hey,
if you look at
your face.
No, but your eyes right now, because of your glasses and the light, you look like a bug.
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
You're a mess.
Look at that,
guys. Bro. Do you people realize?
That's
do you guys
art,
realize?
Man. Someone take a screenshot. This is art.
Nobody.
And send
Dennis,
it to me,
you also thought it was a good idea to eat for the first
I'm done.
2 minutes.
I was just eating while. Yeah, I know.
So disrespectful to our friends and followers.
Guys, I am truly.
Welcome, everybody.
I'm not truly sorry.
To Dennis, the Hang Sesh. It's been a while.
Actually live?
We are live.
Man, I should probably get on like social media and see if.
I think we need to post about it too. Hey, Dennis, I'm going 2 weeks.
Well, no, you're not.
Why?
Why? First, tell me why. It better not be for something stupid.
It's because I have an overgrown bacterial infection in my small intestine.
Bro, are you gonna die?
No, I'm not gonna die.
Okay.
But January's been hard. January's been rough. Guys,
bro, wait, why am I only hearing this now? Hey, people, everyone, just so you know, I'm only hearing about this now. And I'm like one of his besties. I'm considering myself one of a bestie.
It's more business than pleasure, I would say, our relationship.
That's true. Dude, stop with these commercials, man. I got to start paying for, rich people YouTube. So I
don't have that.
Bro, nobody's here.
I have something called SIBO. You know how you're Debo?
Nice.
I have SIBO.
Wow.
Cool. That was good, right?
Yeah, I mean it's in the family now. You're good. What is well, I mean, do you want to talk about it?
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's just I can't eat for 2 weeks and then it kills it.
Bro, are
Hey,
you
but
serious?
yeah, but January's been rough. I had 2 surgeries.
Yeah, I thought I was just talking about your face. I thought like
I had
'cause
a
I know.
sinus surgery.
Yeah.
I had an oral surgery. Dude, and right after that, I get hit with like 2 days later, I get hit with, "Hey, you can't eat for 2 weeks."
Dude,
Okay,
unreal.
I shouldn't say I can't eat. I have to drink medical food throughout the day,
Ew.
which is okay, listen, I lied the whole time. It's calories. I have to drink my calories.
Yeah,
But
drink
it's
your
just,
calories.
dude, it's just like these packs of powdered, I don't know what, chemicals, and it's just pure calories. There's no like anything in it.
Okay,
And I have to
wait.
drink this for 2 weeks, and it's terrible. It tastes like a
And you can't have
cheap
anything else?
protein shake. It tastes like a cheap protein
And you
shake.
can't have anything else?
Nothing else.
And how many times a day do you drink this?
There's 6 packs a day that I have to drink, and I have to
Does
take.
it fill you when you drink it? Like,
It makes
do
the
you
it
still
makes you know the
food?
hunger burning.
Yeah.
It makes that go away for about an hour, and then you get the hunger burns again.
Mm,
But this is
that
my life,
sucks.
bro. This is my life.
So how about
New
like
year, new me,
teas,
bro.
water?
No tea, no coffee. I could have water. No tea, no coffee, nothing. No snacks, no nothing. Uh,
Bro, I'm
so
so sorry, man.
it's
That's
rough. It's
terrible,
okay.
dude.
Hey, we're here. We're here. So to all of our friends
We
and
are sorry.
our 3 people that are on the live, sorry,
Four. It just hit four.
4. Sorry, I've been gone. I've had a really rough January.
It's all Ben's fault, guys.
It genuinely is my fault, and I apologize. But we are back. My nasal capacity is at 100%. I've never
nice.
breathed through my nose at 100% my whole life. Listen to this.
Whoa. That was
100%.
beautiful.
100%.
Great job, Dr. Nose Guy.
Dr.
Bro, for
Beasley, my
real,
neighbor.
You've always had I think my daughter has, I think, sinus issues for like
You have to get it done for her. I sleep better. I don't snore anymore. I breathe air like God intended. It's amazing. So anyway, we're back, guys. We're back. People were asking, people were messaging me on like Instagram and were like, when's the next show? Somebody messaged me on Twitter. I don't even use Twitter. I do now.
Because it's not called Twitter. Why don't you get with the program, bro, and just call it X?
Dude, you still call him Elon Musk. Don't even.
That's so true.
Thank you,
what
guys.
happened to his commercials yesterday? I heard that he's gonna like do 3 commercials or something, and $40 million he spent. What happened?
Was that a lie? Was that just like a straight up psyop?
That's all I watched. Dude, it was so bad. The commercials were terrible. I mean, most of them were. I think at least like 9 out of 10 were bad.
I haven't watched the Super Bowl in years. I don't care about Super Bowl. Sorry if we have fans here that do.
Yeah, I watched it. I was a huge football fan. This last year, this last year I wasn't. Well, I used to bet a lot, so that's why. But
it's not that you're a fan; it's that you're a degenerate.
Dude, I didn't watch one full game this whole year.
Wow!
And I didn't even finish the Super Bowl. I watched until the 3rd quarter, and then we all took off. We went to a buddy's house.
I can definitely see why gambling makes sports way more entertaining.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, you bet on everything. It got so ridiculous with all these apps. You can literally bet like how many times they're gonna show Taylor Swift's face.
Really?
Oh, people bet that for sure. Oh yeah. I wanted to actually make a bet yesterday of like them not scoring at all and it being a total shutout. But I didn't have the apps on my phone anymore. So if I had it on, I probably would have made a bet.
I will say, I was very happy to see Taylor Swift get booed.
Yeah, that was nice. That meme that you posted today.
That was good. Huh?
If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out.
Yeah, you gotta check out our Insta. Okay, so last year,
what is our Insta again? Is it Bennis?
Bennis the Menace Pod.
I don't think we've ever shared that like once in 2 years on YouTube.
Welcome to our podcast, where Dennis doesn't remember to plug our social media channels.
I'm just a humble guy.
Guys, we're doing a hang. We're here for the friends. We've missed you guys. Throw stuff in the chat. We're going to talk about anything that comes up. We've just been out of commission for too long.
Maybe anything. We don't know.
What do you mean?
We'll see.
Are you censoring our fans?
Well, when you put it like that, hell no. But yeah, maybe. Okay, we'll just throw it in and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'll most likely talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. I will also say we really need to be careful. We did quite a few episodes, well, not quite a few, a handful of episodes where we were like showing content, news, and clips and stuff. Dude, we got flagged on YouTube twice.
Yeah,
twice. And we had to like pull some of the stuff down because we were getting copyright strikes. But it's the news.
Bro, my feelings were so hurt.
Yeah, you're very emotional. I don't know how you're not allowed to show the news.
Brandy's the first one to make a comment, so she gets a shout out.
Brandy, what would you like us to talk about? You get first dibs.
I can't pronounce the last name. I'm not going to say it, but
that's I think it might have been Brandy that actually hit us up on Instagram and asked.
Brandy, we don't really have a topic tonight. She asked if we had a topic tonight. We don't have a topic. A little earlier today, I was like, hey, Ben, you want to get on tonight?
And she's off. I'm just kidding.
He's like, yeah, let's get on. He's like, no. First Ben goes, yeah, we have to get on tonight. I'm like, all right, let's get on. And then he goes, what do you want to talk about? I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, I'm glad the Super Bowl went somewhat well. I was very disappointed that we didn't see those. Listen. I mean, Taylor Swift got booed.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
That was good.
What's up, Chad? Good afternoon as well. So that was cool. Then what I'm disappointed in, where the heck were the commercials, bro?
They were
Elon
dead.
commercials.
They were terrible.
But the Elon commercials.
I know. I don't know what happened. And then there's no follow-up today. I mean, I haven't been on socials too much today, so I don't know. But
I've been on social all day.
But well, yeah, because you're like drinking from a straw.
That's all I got.
And you can't even, dude, do you have any energy?
Do I have what?
Any energy, like during the day?
I'm doing okay on energy. I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Thank God. But
yeah, see what happens when you don't fast. Did you fast with that one time that we did a community fast? By the way, we did a community fast a couple weeks ago. I did it.
Have you guys ever been on a YouTube channel that had a community fast? No, I don't think I've ever seen that before. We may have invented the community fast.
Yes, the sunglasses are required. Absolutely.
Sorry, Stacy. It's blue light blocking. We've been doing too much screen time.
Bring us 100 followers and we'll get you your own pair of these Venice.
And we'll send you this
Venice.
Beanie.
David's beanie.
Jason's beanie. David's beanie. Everybody's beanie. This is the communal beanie.
Sorry, what were we talking about before I really interrupted you?
So, Gaza. Do you think Trump's taking it over?
Bro, what a great segue. That was the best segue ever.
Boom, straight to it.
Listen, that is insane. When I heard that news, like that totally that makes sense though. It makes sense in this whole thing. It makes so much sense to me that
what do you mean? Put it together for me.
Trump would buy Gaza.
He's not buying anything. He's taking it.
He's got to buy it. He's a deal guy. He's got to buy it. He's not just taking it. He's going to buy it. But he's probably taking it, but he's going to tell everybody he's buying it. Because it sounds so much better. Like, I'm just going to buy it. Like, we're going to buy what do we want to buy? Greenland or something?
Greenland.
Is that still happening? Is that transaction going on?
I don't know. I don't really
Greenland?
know.
Okay.
I don't really know what's happening.
Even though
Trump's just going around telling a bunch of countries he's going to take them.
Dude, I love it. And everyone seems okay with it. Like, there's
no, they're
nobody
not.
like talking shit. I mean, except for the country, but everyone else is.
Dude, Chad with the mega Chad comment. What if he rebuilds Babylon?
And sends who there?
Oh, wait, Babylon's not in Gaza, right? Babylon was in Babylonia.
Which was
in Iraq. Saddam Hussein already rebuilt Babylon. Look it up. Google this. Google Saddam Hussein Babylon. It's crazy. But dude, Trump's just going around telling people he's going to take their country. And
okay, but let's say he does take Gaza. Okay, so Gaza, it's not us taking it, it's Israel taking it for sure.
They didn't say that, man.
Of course they're not going to say that. Come on, Ben. What, you think they're going to tell us their plan?
Wait,
why would they say that? Dude,
you
that'd be
think
insane.
it's better to say, hey, America is taking...
100%. Absolutely.
Well, that's kind of true because nobody could do anything about it.
Yeah. What are they going to do?
We're kind of
the war-ridden, country or whatever.
We're kind of the bully on the block, right?
Oh yeah, dude.
Nobody could do anything about it.
Yeah. No. What are they going to do?
Yeah, you're right.
And
so it's Israel, but we're going to be kind of the front man.
Just like every other war. So yeah.
I also love having a strong president, Candy.
I think he's great. He's great to watch, but I think this is all part of the plan.
It's great to watch. It's just, dude, I don't know what the plan is. It's just like, it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
The third temple is the plan.
You think that's the plan? Like that's
absolutely 100%.
You think that's the end goal for Trump also?
That's exactly what I thought of when he said that I'm buying Gaza.
He didn't say I'm buying. He said we're taking.
I'm buying it, BB. For you, baby. You're my baby. I'm buying it for you.
For you. I buy it for you. Anything for my BB. Dude, somebody's got to make a meme. Anything for my BB.
Anything for my BB.
Dude.
Do it, guys. Do it. Ben's going to do it tonight before he goes to bed for sure.
So you're saying
yes
that this somehow impacts the third temple? How?
Bro, listen, I'm the vision guy. I'm the idea guy. I'm not the how it goes about it guy. Okay. I just like, do you see it, guys? Do you see it?
You just throw something out there and then wait for other people to like follow up.
And then I'm like, see, I told you. It works every time.
Dude, this makes so much more sense. This is why the show is the way it is.
Absolutely.
Okay, things are falling in place now. Listen, I wouldn't doubt, man. We talked about this when Mondo was on. Israel is going to, every move they've ever wanted to make, anything they've ever wanted to do, they're going to do right now in the next 4 years under Trump.
Yeah.
They think, dude, they've got a name for him. They call him some kind of like Mashiach or something. They call him some kind of Messiah figure. Really? Yes. Cato messaged me. Wow. Yeah, they've got some special name for him. They're like, they think Trump is going to usher Israel into like their golden age, which we talked about before, so I wouldn't doubt that something does happen during the presidency with the third temple. I wouldn't doubt that at all.
Ben, I had another thought too. This could be the season what did Jesus say before, during the time of Noah, or the end days would be like the time of Noah. And then what was the time of Noah? Everybody was drinking and happy and like peace. There was peace, right? Everybody was talking about like good things and people were prospering and all this stuff and just so distracted. And I think that this could be something where, because listen, if the Russia-Ukraine war ends, okay, if China chills out, if
that's a good point,
we
man.
get Gaza, there's no more fighting there.
That's a very, very good point.
And then the threat for Iraq and Arabia and stuff, Saudi Arabia, will be less and less because we have presence now in Gaza, and that's why another reason why we need to buy Gaza and not just Israel be the face of it, because it's our presence, and they're going to be like, chill out, guys, we're here to meet.
Yeah.
Canada, we're going to buy Canada, we're going to buy Greenland. We changed the Gulf of America. So all this cool stuff. And then, the Kansas City Chiefs lost, so no more Taylor Swift. We get,
thank God.
We don't even know where Michael Obama
You're
is.
right. It is prophetic.
All this stuff it could be this time that we're entering in where it's just, the conspiracy theorists are all right. Everybody's happy. The Dems are starting to turn a little bit.
If you think about it, even Israel would have to be doing really well at a certain point in time for them to be able to accomplish a lot of the stuff it talks about in the Bible, right? During the end times.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
And then it says that things like flip for them, and then it gets bad for them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So there is going to be a time of like Israeli prosperity. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And what's interesting is I've been messaging with like Cato a little bit, and dude, even what's the new Secretary of Defense, Hegseth? Mm-hmm. Is that his name?
Yeah. Pete.
Okay, dude, there's a video, I don't know if I sent it to you, from about like 3 years ago or so, or 4 years ago, I don't know. Or actually, it might have been during Trump's first presidency.
I don't know how long ago. I didn't check.
Me neither. But Hegseth is giving a presentation at like a Jewish conference or some kind of seminar or something, right? And he's saying that Israel will basically, this is the time under Donald Trump, or there will be a time under Donald Trump where like Israel is going to benefit tremendously, and we're going to have to help Israel and everything that we can. This is the Secretary of Defense today. He was not when he was saying this, but he is today. And he was saying, as Christians, we need to be supporting Israel and this and that, right? So even, dude, that's kind of, listen, I'm Christian. I'm all about the Bible, love the prophecy stuff, right? We're debating about the whole, are the current Jews the chosen people? If not, whatever. We're having those discussions openly. Our followers know this. But what's crazy is that Trump is super, super pro-Israel and pro-Jewish people, okay? And Hegseth, our head of defense, is super, super pro-Israel and is also like Christian and knows Bible prophecy stuff, okay? He's evangelical, okay?
Interesting. I didn't know that.
So I think he mentioned in the thing, he mentioned evangelical Christians. So Cato, who we talked about, okay, he was saying that he thinks these guys are making, and Israel are making Bible prophecy come about. So they're self-fulfilling the prophecies. They're using Revelation and the prophecies as basically a checklist, like a rubric of what they should be doing. You know what I'm saying? So I was telling him, like, dude, who cares? Whether or not they're following Revelation as a checklist and making the prophecies happen, either way, 3,000 and 2,000 years ago, these prophecies were made and they were written down. They were predicted, they were prophesied, and now they're coming to pass. Now they're happening. You know what I'm saying? Right. So for him, he's kind of stuck. He doesn't make the connection between like, hey, these things were prophesied and now they're actually being fulfilled. To him, he doesn't see that as like a miraculous thing because he thinks people are self-fulfilling the prophecies. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They were predicted and now they're happening. Sure. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here's my question to Cato. Okay, if Trump, Hegseth, these other guys, dude, Trump's now got like a pastor, right? What's that chick's name? Paula something?
Dude.
Paula Dean?
Paula White.
Oh, Paula White.
Paula Dean's like I think like a cook or something.
I know.
Like a baker.
Yeah. So he's got like pastors, they're like praying in the Oval Office. So listen, they're going, the country, thank God, right? The country's going very, very Christian right now. Thank God. Like we've swung. The pendulum has swung from demonic, gay, satanic, right? Now it's going hard to conservative Christian. But here's what I don't understand. If you think that these guys are self-fulfilling the prophecies, people that are Christian, like Hegseth or like Trump, who is surrounded by Christians and he says he believes in God and this and that, right? Wouldn't they know what fulfilling the prophecies entails? Wouldn't they know that it means, hey, Antichrist, tribulation, etc.? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing things that's benefiting Israel. Question. You're doing things that's benefiting Israel, okay? But if you're a Christian, you realize that this is going to bring with it the destruction of humanity and the most calamitous period in human history. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so why would you be self-fulfilling these prophecies?
Okay, so Brandy made a point. Paula White is not a Christian, you know, and a lot of people would say that.
I don't know anything about her, so I can't speak to it.
I know very, very little, and then I just decided not to know anymore. And a lot of stuff has come out, you know, like more recently and things. I'm not going to say who, you know, I'm not going to judge, but and I could if I knew him, you know, I could talk about it, but more. I've never even listened to like one sermon or anything, but I'll tell you this though, like, I don't know, because again, I want to hold my tongue a little bit because there's you can get both sides of it. You can
We don't know her. There's no
we
reason
don't
for us
know
to
her.
go
Yeah,
into it.
we can't
We don't know
speculate too
her.
much.
I've never listened to anything of
But
hers.
if that's the case though, like then that would make some sense too. Like maybe these people are just, I don't know. It's a good question, Ben, because if they knew, maybe do they just have a distorted view on Israel and the Bible? You know, because we did. I mean, I know I did, right, my whole life, and now
Yeah,
I'm questioning it all.
but even if you have a distorted view on Israel and the Bible and whatever that all entails, right? It's pretty universal or unanimous that hey, tribulation, end times, uh, antichrist, return of God, slaying of humanity, like any Christian that knows about the Bible knows these things are possibly going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So are the would the Christians that are self-fulfilling the prophecies, are they trying to bring this about? Like, do they want that to happen because they know Jesus is also going to return at the end?
That's what I.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So are they trying to
Mm,
bring Christ back sooner?
sooner.
You see what I'm saying?
That's.
But is that, dude, wouldn't that be like, isn't that evil? Or is that a
um,
good thing? Like, I genuinely, I'm thinking out loud here, right?
yeah, I mean, we have the word Maranatha, right? Maranatha in the Bible, like come, come quickly, Jesus.
Yeah.
Um, and I, man, I mean, we do want his, we say let your kingdom come,
We
but that means a different thing to me these days. But
totally,
yeah,
totally. Listen, we want Christ to return, but does that mean that we should
like partner with the enemy in this, like, because that's what we're doing almost, right?
I mean, you said it. You know what I'm saying? Does that mean that we should be like forcing his hand, making things happen? I don't think so. Like, I don't think even Mondo, when Mondo was on and talking to us about this stuff, okay, even he said he talks about the third temple and the red heifer. He does not promote or endorse it because he thinks it's evil for Christians to be supporting these things because it's blasphemy. It's
Yeah.
blasphemy against Jesus. A third temple is going to be built not to worship Jesus in.
Right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
But listen, dude, there's entire groups of evangelical Christians that like they are donating to the building of the temple.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But like that's literally partnering with Satan. It's like donating to any other Buddhist temple,
Is
Muslim
it,
temple, like synagogue, like
well,
you're
right.
donating to
Sure.
any other
Yeah.
religion.
I mean,
Like
doesn't
Satan
Jesus
will be
call it
worshipped there.
the temple of Satan, or who calls it the temple of Satan?
Yeah,
One of
in
them does.
Revelation. I think it's Revelation 3.
So, okay, maybe they're just so blinded by, anything Israel wants and does and says is good. Maybe that's what it is. Because I was fooled by that too, right? I was, to a certain degree, fooled, I would say, when I was younger, just thinking, oh yeah, okay, anything Israel does is great and good and perfect, and we have to support
Yeah.
everything. Maybe they don't know the information, so they're just like, oh, well, if Israel wants to build a third temple, cool, like great, like that's awesome. Like maybe it's just more reverence and respect to God, you know. Maybe they just
Wow.
don't know the end time, anything eschatology besides like there could be a rapture. Maybe they're so like they're so focused on the possibility of a rapture that they don't even look into anything further than that. And whatever the Jews want to do, they do. I mean, that could be more relevant than for someone, I think, than for someone saying, I'm going to partner with the enemy so that we can have the same goal in mind, which is to bring
Yeah, but
us Jesus
I don't think they
back.
I don't think they see it that way. I don't think they see that they're partnering with the enemy. I think what they can
Right,
be
I agree.
justifying it as is, hey, we are Christ will return. And that's a good thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the means justify the ends. You see what I'm saying? But check it out. Brandy said that the Paula White chick, she said she says Jesus isn't the Son of God.
Wow.
That's no bueno. So dude, that's a whole other can of worms,
whole
man.
Nother side of it, yeah.
If Trump is listen, love Trump, voted for him 3 times. You know, I don't need to like justify myself here. Just because it's Trump doesn't mean we can't like call out poor decisions on his part.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. He's not,
whether he knows it or not.
Totally.
Yeah, we know that like it's a poor decision.
We have to, Dennis. We have to call things out. Okay. It doesn't mean we're like judging him, throwing him under the bus, saying that he's worse than Biden. I'm not saying that at all. Right. But he can still make poor decisions. There's a lot of really, really weird Christianese kind of stuff around Trump, but it's not orthodox. It's not legit. It's off. It's off in the same flavor as like a Mormonism is off. They use the words, they use the same phrases, they have the same names for stuff, but if you poke a little more, you realize something's rotten. You know what I mean? And if this chick is in the White House, I think she was dubbed the White House pastor. Okay. If this chick,
why her? You know, like
I don't know why her. There's so many other pastors in this freaking country that are
were very supportive of Trump also too, and very
supportive, but they're prolific theologians, they're scholars, they have churches. Exactly. Bring MacArthur and bring like any of these guys in. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't bring MacArthur in, but
John MacArthur, he's great. Hey, listen.
I would not bring him into the White House, that's for sure.
Okay.
Sorry.
Let's keep going. Hey,
love you, Johnny.
if he's surrounding himself with these like pseudo-Christians, that's not a good thing. Yeah. That's not a good thing. Because if some chick
invited Driscoll.
Okay.
Paula White invited Driscoll, and Driscoll thanked her on his website. I saw, or on his Instagram, I saw that. Like,
that's fine. He's in the Lions Den. He could be trying to do good. Doesn't mean he agrees with them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying the facts that I know.
If some chick is whispering in Trump's ear who claims to be Christian and doesn't believe that Jesus is God, America's in trouble.
Yeah.
America's in trouble. We could be this could be like the whole whitewashed tombs analogy, you know, where things are good on the outside but rotten on the inside, man.
I mean, it's just true deception, you know. Imagine if he had TD Jakes.
Oh my God, stop.
That would have been awesome. I'd be like, we
or
said it,
Al Sharpton.
Oh my gosh, that guy, dude. That guy.
Dude, Chad brings up a good point too. Hey, Chad says, I feel like he always says God, but never hear the name Jesus.
Yeah.
That's what, dude, that's what I'm talking about right there. It's a pseudo-Christianity. Okay. And I don't know, dude, it almost feels like, Dennis, it almost feels like, and just hear me out. Don't kill me or anything. Hey, it almost feels like it's pandering to Christianity.
Yeah. I feel that.
Because without evangelical Christians, Trump has he's got no votes. He's got no base.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He needed that.
Because think about it. This is a spiritual war going on in this country.
Well,
this is a spiritual thing, bro.
Absolutely.
Okay. The world, and so the left is clearly demonic. Okay. I'm sorry if we have left followers, but they promote demonic activity.
And if they might, but if a voter might not be, they just don't know. They're just unaware, you know, they're just really unaware.
Yeah. Listen, you're too busy, right? So you just see like the clips. If you see the White House covered in gay flags, okay, and you're a conservative, you're like, oh my God, my country's gone like full gay. You know what I mean? Like that's a spiritual thing. You see kids getting mutilated. You see all of Hollywood movies, sports, everything's gay, everything's
if you're seeing everything you need to
everything.
know.
Okay. So who do you vote for? The guy that's like, we got to get rid of that. You know what I mean? I'm going to burn it all down. That's who you vote for. And then he uses the word God. So you're like, well, hey, at least he believes in God
and Christians.
But we don't even know a God. he's talking about.
Yeah,
There's a
and you
lot
hear
of
that in
people.
the Grammys are all about that, right? The awards
Exactly,
are all
dude.
about God, 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 thank God. But who are they thanking? But did you see that video? Hang on, with Trump when he was interviewed and he was asked, I think it was by another pastor, and he says, um, "Have you asked God for forgiveness?"
Whoa, asked who? Trump?
Trump,
For
and Trump
forgiveness for
said,
what?
just for his sins. Like, have you came to God and asked
Wow.
him for forgiveness of your sins? I can't believe you haven't seen it. I'll try to find it and send it to you. And and he says, he goes in this rant of, yeah, I'm a pretty good guy. I don't think I need to ask for forgiveness. And
Wow.
yeah, he totally did not answer like, yeah, I need forgiveness. I'm a sinner. By his mercy, in grace, I'm saved. I've never heard
Wow.
he's saved by grace. Um, none of that stuff, no Jesus stuff. Thanks, Chad. That was really good.
Yeah, and Candy and Brandy both say that Candy and Brandy that neither of them believe Christ is, or neither of them believe Trump is saved.
Yeah. See, and I know we had to pick the lesser of the two evils, but
That's right. That's right. That's what it comes down
yeah,
to for me.
yeah. And God will work with it and can work with it. Obviously we know that, and
I
He is
totally
working with
agree.
it. He is working, not just can and will. He is, and He sees all this. We have nothing to worry about, but it's interesting though to me just to see this all unfold. And when I saw the Gaza thing, I was like, oh, that's the third temple right there.
Bro, that's a big
And then when
one,
you sent me
man.
that
That's a
Pete
big
video,
one.
that Pete Heggesworth video or whatever his name is, that one,
Hexeth.
yeah, Hexeth, he's like, yeah, we got it. He talks specifically about a third temple in
Yeah.
that speech.
Dude, do you listen? They think that when the Jews today believe that the presence of God is not in their midst anymore
Mhm.
because they don't have a temple.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
When they rebuild the third temple, they think God is going to come back and dwell amongst Israel like he used to.
Right. That's exactly what they think.
How crazy is that, bro? How crazy is that? For them, this is like a spiritual existential crisis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's this or nothing. Like
Right.
they've got the country back.
Yeah.
They've got America behind them.
Mhm.
They have the most pro-Israel president
Right.
that will ever be. Like it's just there. What more can you do? You know what I mean? Except for make
they
BB.
have NATO behind them too, right?
NATO, I'm not too sure about. I mean, they always get called out for all sorts of war crimes and stuff. I think they wanted to arrest Netanyahu. I forget who.
If anyone
What
knows in the
global?
comment section, I'm curious if NATO is like pro-Israel.
But it doesn't matter. America's military is like
Yeah, true.
the
True.
big boy on the block. You know what I'm saying? So they will more than likely try to pull this off in the next 4 years with the intention, Dennis. And listen, dude, we're Christian. Like we know that this is BS. We know that this isn't going to have the effect that they are desiring, right? We know God, Yahweh, is not going to send his presence down to dwell in the Holy of Holies ever again. That covenant is gone.
Right.
That was to prefigure a time where Jesus comes, where God himself comes, is sacrificed, the blood pays the price, past, present, future, right? We know this. Dude, what if something does happen, like something supernatural does happen when these guys freaking spark up the third temple, like spark up the altar? You know what I mean? I think it's way too coincidental that as this is happening with the third temple, okay, I think it's way too coincidental that all the alien stuff is happening.
Yeah.
Why didn't the alien stuff happen 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Why isn't the alien stuff happening in 15 years? Like, why is the alien stuff and disclosure from the government? Why is it happening now?
And wouldn't
You see what I'm saying?
shouldn't it be like the biggest deal ever?
What?
Shouldn't the alien thing be
Oh, for
like
sure.
plastered why are we talking about anything else besides aliens at this point? Like, think about it. I mean, why not? Like, dude, this could be, listen, if I wasn't a Bible believing person, I would be like, dude, why isn't everybody freaking out and only talking about
I'd be obsessed.
Yeah.
I'd be obsessed.
I mean, if your government's telling you, and again, you don't have any other belief in demonic stuff and whatever, and your government is telling you that they've seized some things, they have things, they whatever, and you've seen these movies, you've seen these documentaries. How is anything else that's going on in this world more important than that?
Dude, Candy in the messages, she's like, imagine when the glory doesn't fill the temple and they wonder why, unless maybe a fake glory from another source fools them. Man, what if that's part of the strong delusion? Candy, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, that could be it.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, all eyes will be on Israel and the third temple. Bro,
thanks to social media.
Listen,
to,
October 7th.
the satellites.
October 7th, right? 2 years ago, when Hamas attacks Israel, on their TV station, I forget what terrorist station they have out there, one of the guys from Hamas said we had to attack them because they wanted to perform the ceremony of the red heifer because they want to rebuild it. Hamas is freaking following their prophecy, the Israeli prophecies, and they are attacking Israel because Israel wants to build a third temple. Like, everybody in that region is taking this very, very seriously. And they know that once this temple is built, Israel, at least theoretically, is going to take it to the next level once this thing is built. Dude, they're going to think that like God's back. They're going to think that God's on their side. Maybe they can conquer again. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they could go take all of Canaan back. Like, there's all sorts of stuff that could happen as a result of this temple.
Does Hamas actually believe that the same thing that the Jews believe, that a God will come?
Oh, dude, they don't think that a God will come when the third temple is done, but they know that Israel thinks their God will come back when the third temple is done.
But why don't they just leave him if they don't believe it?
Hamas, because they think it will empower and embolden Israel. And they think
but if the God doesn't come, then they'd be foolish. Then everybody would be like, "Ha ha! Your God didn't come! Like, look at you!"
I still think, even if nothing happens, it will still be used as a means to strengthen Israel and embolden Israel and say, "Look, we did it. We're rebuilding what was ours. We should rebuild what's next. What's next? The city of David? What's next?" You know what I'm saying? I think it's a threat to that region in general if these guys build that temple. And the thing is, man, like, I still think that the timing of the third temple stuff, Trump's presidency, and the UFO stuff, I think it's too coincidental that it's all happening. It's all coming to a point within the near future.
That's a great point.
I would not be surprised. Listen, if this is, God is not going to dwell in the temple that Israel is building. God will not be there.
Right.
Okay. We know this as Christians. We know this. It's going to be a freaking satanic delusion that's sent to these guys. Okay. It's going to be, even the structure itself is a temple to Satan. It's exactly what Jesus says in Revelation 3. I think it's Revelation 3. I wouldn't be surprised if the third temple is used somehow by Satan to further the alien agenda stuff. Dude, could you imagine if after they build their temple and sanctify it or whatever they have to do, bro, if like a being walked out of those doors on TV, like,
well, that deception,
because there's going to be ceremonies, there's going to be cameras, it's going to be everywhere, right?
And it'll get 90% of the evangelicals. It'll get 90% of
Dennis,
evangelicals.
People, absolutely. It says, dude, in Revelation.
Hagee's going to go crazy.
Hagee, Benny Hinn,
Yeah, they're all gonna
basically
get
all of those dudes.
like, we were right.
But it would be wild, man, if on TV the doors just like swing up. I know I'm fantasizing here, right? But the doors just swing open and there's like a beam of light, and out of the light comes something. And it's like,
Dang, bro.
yeah, I am God. You guys rebuilt the temple. My
This
presence
is the
will.
first time that I actually thought about that right now.
How wild would that be? And he says, I come from these, and there's like some ships that, or orbs or whatever, light balls that just appear. These are my angels. Boom, it's over. It's over. It's over. It says those days are shortened. If not, even the elect would be deceived. That's how great it's going to be, bro. If I saw that on TV, I'm all about Jesus. I love Jesus. If I saw that on TV, I'd be like, God's back.
Like, wait. But that makes sense, though. That makes sense of how easily the deception. I mean, because even if like people who are like in the Christian world who are not elect, let's say, and they're going to be deceived, the rest of the world is going to be like, dude. I mean, listen, the rest of the world is deceived by like TikTok, like someone TikTok.
For
right?
sure.
So,
I'm
like,
deceived by TikTok all the time.
Shoot, man, we are, bro. Me too. at least like 3-4 times a day. Where I'm like, dang it. I said something to Ben. He's like, fake. I'm like, dang.
Of course, everything you send me is fake.
And sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
I'll just check.
You're testing me.
Bro, that's a crazy. This is a really good discussion. I love this.
I know it sounds crazy. And listen, God willing, I'm totally wrong. This is why I think things are happening in unison. You know what I mean? This is why I think it's happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
And listen, the disclosure stuff is being propagated by our own government. This isn't just by happenstance. Oh no.
Oh, right.
People are leaking stuff. No, it's our government that's coming out at this exact moment to give us this information. And like we said before, not steal the election like they did prior. Just roll over and throw two burner candidates like Kamala and Tampon Tim at Trump, as if they wanted Trump to win.
Hey, man, I
do you see the pieces?
100%.
Do you see the pieces falling together in place? Yeah. The most pro-Israel president is allowed to win, knowing that he will give Israel carte blanche to do anything they want, including build the third temple, including build the third temple. Yeah. And at the same time, that same government that allowed him to win is the one that's disclosing and propagating the alien agenda. They're doing it all.
And listen, we needed those 4 years of Biden of just
bingo
to even weaken us in our minds, right? In our families, in our health, in our anxiety, right? I mean, the anxiety rates have skyrocketed. Suicide, like everything it's twisted those 4 years, man. I mean, even since even 2020, right? Since the vid until now, like it's just been twisting and a twisting and so much insecurity, so much fear mongering, so much like, false flags, all kinds of stuff, real things happening, like all kinds of things, just to like what Obama said, like he just continued to bring sewage into the market, into the square or something like that. He says, that was a
oh yeah, I remember that. Dude, Chris asked, can you say more on the elect being deceived? I.e., how could the elect be deceived? I personally don't think, and listen, don't unfollow us, okay? We're allowed to differ theologically. I don't think you can lose your salvation, okay? I think people that walk away from Christ either will come back or they were never saved to begin with. That's just what I see in Scripture. Other people make other arguments using Scripture. Kudos. Like, whatever you believe, base it on the Bible, and we could have a discussion when the time comes. I don't think the elect can be deceived, but what that passage in Revelation, maybe you could pull it up, Dennis.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
What it says is, if those days were not shortened, or I think it says those days are shortened for the sake of the elect, so that they may not be deceived. Something along those lines.
Yeah, it's actually in Matthew 24.
Matthew 24.
Let me
If
finish that thought while I look it up, because I'm going to.
Yeah. So it doesn't say that there are elect that will be deceived. It says that if those days weren't shortened, even the elect would be deceived. So it's a hypothetical, right? But what even, dude, and listen, these are Jesus's words, bro. These are Jesus's words saying the deception of that time is going to be so totalitarian, not totalitarian, so total, so complete, so dark, so deceptive that if possible, even the elect would be deceived. But I don't think it is possible. Okay. I think the Holy Spirit will allow the believers to see through the deception. But think about the people that don't have the Holy Spirit. Think about the people that aren't protected by God.
Yeah.
They're going to be all in. There's a reason they worship. They worship. This is a spiritual term, right? They worship the beast. It's not, oh, dude, great economy, man. Thanks. My 401k is popping. It's not just Thanksgiving, it's worship.
Yeah.
Because of the deception.
And it does say, in the NET, it says, if possible, even the elect,
Read the whole thing.
So 23, then if anyone says to you, look, here is the Christ, or there he is, do not believe him. Verse 24, for false messiahs and false prophets will
oh my
appear
gosh,
and perform great signs and wonders. They're going to perform great signs and wonders, great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. And then 25 says, remember, I have told you ahead of time.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So Jesus says, not to believe.
Yeah.
When fake Christs and Messiahs come.
Right.
And they will perform great signs and wonders. And I think there's another place where it says that they will call down, this might be Revelation, so I might be connecting these two dots, okay? Where it says that he will call down fire from heaven, the beast, okay? Yeah. Man, I can't get this picture out of my head, bro, of the temple doors opening, fire from heaven, or a beam or a light, whatever those words might be describing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people saying, it's the Christ. It's the
exactly
Messiah.
It's what the Bible says.
And he does signs and wonders. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm like, kind of getting goosebumpies.
Well, bro, Instagram goes crazy when there's a false messiah or false prophet, healing, like they're like saying, give me, pay more money and then you'll be delivered, like all this crap that goes around.
Yeah.
And we get so deceived just by doing that. I mean, I remember years ago, some chick sent me this prophet guy she's following, and she's like, oh my gosh. And she was the most sincere girl, like I think I've ever met. And I was like, dude, how are you believing this? And she's so like, she loved Jesus and stuff, man.
Please be very, very careful with the prophecy stuff. Like prophecy, you can make prophecy say anything you want. You really can. You can make it say anything. Just stick to the word, pray for discernment. Don't listen to people who claim or listen to them and then judge it by scripture yourself. You know what I mean? Do the work. Even, hey, Chris said, make signs and wonders great again. That's so good. That's so good. That.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, Dennis, write that down. We're going to make a shirt. We're going to make a shirt. Make signs and wonders great again.
A red hat.
A hat. Oh, dude. Wait.
Now they have the dark MAGA. Come on.
Yeah. What would that be? MAGA's MAGA, Make America Great Again. This is MSAGGA. It's too many.
Too many.
We can figure out something to where it's close, That's really good, Chris. Bro, and here's the thing. Okay, Brandy also said, once we are raptured, no Christians left on the earth. Wow, the deception is gonna be off the charts. here's another thing. Again, don't unfollow, don't kill me in the comments. I'm not sold on the rapture yet. I don't know if it's the debate's still ongoing on the rapture.
Oh, yeah.
There's two sides to this. There's people that say there is a rapture, and there's people that say there isn't a rapture. Or they'll put the rapture at different points in the tribulation. Okay. Pre-trib rapture, mid-trib rapture, post-trib rapture. These are equal, like valid arguments with the same scriptures. It just depends what system you're reading those passages through. In and of themselves, if you're just reading the passages, there is no place where it says when a rapture will happen at any point in time. There's no place where it says that. But you read it through, for example, like dispensationalism, right? And that's where you come up with, well, it's got to be before the rapture, or it could be in the middle, or it could be at the end of the tribulation. I'm sorry. The rapture could be pre, mid, post. We are working on getting, there's another gal on Twitter that's helping us to get Lee Brainerd, who I guess is like an expert on rapture. And I would love, I'm so excited to have a discussion with him on rapture and to hear his reasons for why he thinks that it's like the best biblical argument, you know?
Hey guys, if you want to hear that podcast happen, that interview happen, go get this Lee guy.
Well, this gal on Twitter is friends with him, and she's going to connect us. Very cool. So the thing with no, Brandy, don't get mad at me. She's giving me faces.
And she's tapping you with verses too.
Okay, I don't have verses that say there is no rapture. Okay, I'll give you that. What I'm saying is that we don't know when the rapture will happen. There's no Bible verse that says, well, pull up 3:10. Let's see what it says. Maybe she called me out, and I would appreciate that.
Yeah, I already pulled it up. Nice. Because you have kept my admonition to endure steadfastly, I will also keep you from the hour of testing that is about to come on the whole world to test those who live on the earth.
And that's a letter to the church of?
I don't know.
Come on. It's before that. It's one of the churches. But listen.
Philadelphia.
So is that a letter to the Church of Philadelphia? There's 7 churches he writes to.
Yeah, that's Philadelphia.
So that's to Philadelphia. That applies to the Church of Philadelphia. Can we extrapolate that out and apply it to us? Some say we can. But listen, contextually, like you got to be fair, that was a message to the Church of Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? I totally agree, and I totally believe there is a pattern of God saving his people from hours of destruction. Case in point, church in Philadelphia, right? Another example, Noah, right? So when it says it'll be like, excuse me, when it says like, it'll be as in the days of Noah, right? And then it goes on to talk about end time stuff. Right. What else happened in the days of Noah? Noah and his family were spared. You know, there's totally a possibility that Christ's followers can still be on earth, but be spared. There's other passages in Revelation where it talks about how, I believe it's the swarms of like creatures that come from the bottomless pit that are given power to torture for, I think it's like 3 months, but not touch God's people.
Right.
So there's still, in Revelation, like it's very clear, there are still Christians on the earth during tribulation times, but they're kept from it. They're spared from those tortures, right? Some people will say, well, that's because people get saved during the tribulation. And those are the ones that
I've heard that too.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I've heard that too. Listen, we're going to get into it with Lee when he comes on. Yes. I'm just saying, be open-minded. Don't pick a tribe and then cut everybody else out of your life and not listen to
That's
their
the most
arguments.
important
You
part.
gotta
Yeah,
gotta
don't.
listen to
Yeah,
the opposing argument.
yeah.
Everybody's using the Bible, guys.
Or listen, or let's just say, hey, let's hope it happens. I mean,
Nice.
because listen, if it does, fantastic, great. If it doesn't, we still have Jesus. We'll still be okay. We'll go through. We can go through anything with him. So let's not cut other people out. Because that's what I did. I was raised, believing in a rapture, and whoever didn't, I thought they were just crazy and stupid and dumb and not
Yeah.
Christian. Like, and then that was it. We cut them out completely, and that's like worse. Like,
Totally.
that's
Totally.
like way worse.
Totally.
And and as I got older, I started to see there was a different side. I'm like, huh, interesting. And I never really went on both, like on either side. I was just kind of like, well, it'd be great if it happens.
Yeah. And hey, Candy also brought up a great point. We're not appointed to wrath. I totally
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
We're not, because we're in Christ.
Right.
Okay. But let me ask you this. Was Jesus appointed to wrath? He was, for our sakes. We won't suffer God's wrath eternally.
Right.
Wrath is not us suffering here on earth. Otherwise, you would have to say anybody with cancer, anybody that's sick, anybody that's suffering is under God's wrath here on earth. I don't believe that. Okay. I believe God's wrath is something that's eternal, and that's what we're spared from. Jesus, the Son of God, was crucified for us. The apostles, all 11 of them were, or 10? Ooh, I think 10 were all killed, tortured, killed for Christ, right?
Who
Were
the
they not?
two? I know John wasn't, but
John wasn't, and Judas killed himself. So I'm saying there's 10 left, right?
Okay.
But I know they replaced him. I don't know what happened to the replacee.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, listen, none of the apostles were spared suffering here on earth, right?
Yeah.
So was that God's wrath? No, that's just suffering for Christ. I believe we're not appointed to eternal wrath. That's my perspective.
Yeah.
And we'll ask Lee. Listen, I'm genuinely curious. I'm genuinely curious. I'm open-minded. I'm actually like trying to figure it out myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not here trying to convince you guys that, hey, there's no rapture. Like I'm not doing that. I'm just letting you know that like this is something that I'm curious about and very eager to learn about, because it plays a big role, man. The other thing is, it says the deception will be so great that if possible, even the elect would be deceived. What elect?
Right.
If everybody's gone, what elect would be deceived? No, we wouldn't. We're in heaven. You know what I'm saying? And listen, if you guys want, get in touch with me. I don't know on what, like Instagram, Twitter, maybe even the comments. I don't know if I can message you through YouTube, but I can send you a video that I've watched recently that was like, hey, these are good points as to why the rapture may not be at the beginning of the tribulation. You know what I mean?
And I don't think anyone should freak out if they're.
No, you shouldn't, man. Jesus wins. I don't care. We're Christian. You're Christian. I don't care when it happens or if it happens. We go to heaven.
Right. But even if you're like on one side and you've been on your whole life, and then you find this, these videos, and you're like, dude, I can't really rebuttal, and I can't, I kind of have to agree with some of these things. Let's just say you do. Don't let it shake your whole paradigm of like God and like Jesus and the Bible, like the story of redemption. Like, don't let that, like, it's just one thing, it's a minor, not a major, if you want to look at it that way. Although I majorly hope it happens,
I agree. Hey, I'm getting heat. I'm getting heat in the comments, and that's fine. I totally agree that you guys, we all have the right to our opinion, as long as they're biblically based. That's totally what we're here for. I have no problem.
We want these conversations, and we want to get people on who have both kinds of opinions and different things. And
dude, that's why we bring people on that will be like, the Jews are the chosen people of God, and the other is like, no, they're not. That's why we'll bring on like a Muslim dude. That's why we'll bring on a Catholic dude. That's why we'll bring on a guy who argues with Catholic people. Because like I'm trying to hear what both people are saying, so that I, as an adult, could be like, well, this guy's got better points. You know what I mean? And then go research it for myself, and then make up my own mind.
Yeah, or it'll solidify what you
have
been believing, and show you even a different side of God's character in this.
I'll be honest, man. Like, growing up Pentecostal and then like at 17, 18, leaving that scene and going into like Calvary chapels and that kind of scene. Okay. And then from there, leaving that and then going to a Mars Hill type scene, you know? Um, growing up, I didn't hear a lot of stuff. I didn't hear opposing perspectives outside of the kind of Calvary Chapel evangelical perspective.
Right.
And they have, listen, they have their own system. Okay. And they preach and teach and operate about and within that system. And that's totally fine. Thank God for that. Okay. I'm not talking crap on them. I'm not disparaging them by any means. Thank God that they exist. I'm just saying I wasn't exposed to just as valid biblically based arguments that disagree with that system. You know what I'm saying? And then when you hear those arguments, especially now in my like late 30s, I'm like, why the heck didn't I ever hear this before? That makes sense too. And they're using the Bible just like you are. So like,
right.
Why are you saying that they're wrong and you're right? Like I'm just thinking out loud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a hang sesh. That's what we do. And then I get in trouble.
Trouble. No, this is good. This is good for everybody to stretch their minds a little bit too. And listen, if you're so sure on something, you know, like there's some people that they're so sure on something, but they have no scripture, you know, at least like our followers, like they'll slap us with some scripture and they'll be like,
that was
hey,
good.
how about
Thanks.
this? You know,
Brandy's keeping us honest, you know, but listen, everybody's using scripture, man. Everybody's using scripture and we're just trying to make sense of it. So if you bring scripture to me, at least you're like, in my book, it's a valiant effort versus people that are just like spewing stuff. I'm like, where are you getting that from? And they're like, I don't know, it just makes sense. And I'm like, get out of here. If your arguments aren't based on scripture, I don't even want to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And Brandy said, Ben, you're going up soon, brother. LOL. That's funny. Listen, the best thing I've ever heard in my whole life on this topic, okay, on rapture, is pray that there is a rapture, but live as if there isn't. And I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. If there's a rapture, we're good. Yeah. Even if I don't believe in one, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're good. Like we're getting gone, right? But if there isn't a rapture, I'm living my life as if I'm not going to disappear one day. Right. And I'm going to go to work and I'm going to love my wife and I'm going to feed family and talk to neighbors. And I'm never going to stop doing that.
People who believe in the rapture don't love their wives. Come on, man.
No, come on.
Get him, guys. Get him.
I stepped in that one. I was trying to make like a good middle ground and you just totally threw me under the bus, man.
You guys heard it here. You guys heard it.
It's so funny.
Well, listen, I'm done talking about the rapture. Let's talk about something else.
Love you guys. Thank you for listening.
What? We're done?
No, I'm just saying thank you for listening about the rapture, even though they disagree.
Yeah, and we're gonna end it right there on that. What else? We have buying Gaza. We have rapture. We have aliens at the same time.
Possible aliens coming out of the third temple.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
We gotta do an AI like image of that, like a little video of that happening. You know that's gonna happen. Someone's gonna do it.
Dude, I feel like this possibility, again, listen, I know it's fanciful, right? This possibility has to be on people's radar that something might actually happen when the third temple is sparked up. Something might happen. Yeah. What a better time for Satan to unload his freaking deception. Dude, especially on the Jews, bro. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Because listen,
it's all their power that they have.
Okay, but also, if you believe they're God's chosen people, right? Wouldn't you also have to believe that Satan is going to do everything in his evil power to try to screw those guys more than anybody else?
Oh, he will, because that's what he does.
what a
he
what a
lures
better
us.
deception
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
than
it's
something
genius.
happening
Yeah,
when it freaking gets
yeah,
sparked up.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's totally right. I mean, didn't he use the the Pharisees to bring him to Rome? I mean, to get Jesus to, on the cross, right? I mean, didn't he use the religious system of that day?
Totally.
So he's going to do the same thing again. He's going to use the religious system to usher in, and then he's going to say, "Gotcha!"
Totally.
And
Dude,
and then
he used the religious system of the Jews 2,000 years ago to kill God.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And
That's how deceptive they were.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus even told him too. I mean, dude, he was there and fulfilling prophecies.
Oh my gosh. Can you believe that?
Bro, man,
he was
Lazarus from the dead.
He was in lockstep with Old Testament prophecy about the Messiah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus was literally doing things. It says, so that all righteousness can be fulfilled. He was doing things to fulfill Old Testament prophecy about the Messiah intentionally, very intentionally. And the Pharisees, they didn't just kill Jesus because he was like annoying and talking ill of them. I forget where it is, man, or if it was just inspired by The Chosen, but I think there was a point where the Pharisees, no, there is a passage, I know for a fact there is, where it says that the Pharisees decided that they need to kill him because they realized he's misleading the population. He's misleading the people. They thought he was bro, oh my gosh, full circle. They thought he was self-fulfilling the prophecies.
Oh, did they?
They thought he was self-fulfilling the prophecies to deceive people to think he's the Messiah. And that's why they wanted to kill him. When in fact, he was fulfilling the prophecies because they were foretold of the Messiah and he was the Messiah.
Dude, that's a mind twist right there.
Right? Man. Oh, speaking of, yeah, it's a churro, but a mind churro. But that's why that's why they killed him, because they thought that he was a false Messiah who was trying to mislead the people by fulfilling messianic prophecies. They had their mind made up. They didn't want the guy. You know what I mean? Fascinating stuff, man. So Chad asks, Nazis in Antarctica? Classic Bennis segue.
Right. Nazis and the aliens.
Hard right turn.
At the end of the world there where the ice wall is.
Oh man. I'm not even getting into.
No, we're not going to probably ever talk about that again.
Not like flat earth stuff. I'm totally over that stuff.
That's what I thought you were talking about. You're talking about Nazis in Antarctica.
Well, listen, we do know the Nazis went to Antarctica. This is a fact.
I think a lot of people have been up there.
I
don't know. I don't know too much about it.
I don't know too much about it either, but what I do know is that the Nazis were heavily involved in, at least at the top tiers, Hitler included, heavily involved with the occult and with supernatural stuff. And also with the idea that the Germans were seeded here by an Aryan race of supernatural beings.
Really? This is
Yep.
Dang, I didn't hear this one.
And they thought, well, I've heard that that's what they went to Antarctica for. And then you hear of tales of, hey guys, we're going to release soon our episode with Karen Wilkinson. Okay. And she talks about the Nordics, which are white-skinned, blonde-haired, blonde-haired, blue-eyed. You know, what a coinkerdinker that, Dennis, that's what Hitler thought the Aryan race was, that he was trying to bring from Germany. He was trying to bring something that was akin to the Nordics that people talk about today from their alien encounters. Fascinating.
You know, because we never really got an explanation of why a man who was brunette brown eyes, right? Wanted an Aryan race, blonde hair,
It's
blue
the
eyes.
opposite
Like
of him.
it's the total opposite of him. And so why, yeah, like how do you spin that? But to the Nordic makes
Totally.
sense.
Totally.
The Nordic makes sense. Wow. Oh
Yeah.
man.
There's a lot going on that we don't really know too much about.
Lately I've been like sharing a few things with my kiddo and like some of this weird stuff, and I have to stop because she's like going to school and like telling her like teachers like during history class, like, yeah, that's not true. Like, we never went to the moon,
Oh my gosh.
And she's like saying
Oh
stuff.
my gosh.
And I don't know if I should be proud or if I should be like, shoot.
No. It's good. Dude, going into like public school systems, especially once you get into like higher education, having the ability as a young adult to question and doubt. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to be like, you're wrong,
Yeah.
But just to be able to sit there and be like, this is so stupid. I can't believe they're talking about that. They're so off.
Yeah.
That was me throughout all of freaking college. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm like taking evolutionary biology and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, when's this semester over? Like
Yeah, but you
it.
can keep quiet. I can't. If I know that something's up, like I have to say something. I can't just keep it to myself.
Do you have you went to ITT Tech?
No, I went to DeVry University.
DeVry
University.
You didn't really have to speak up too much at DeVry, did you, Dennis?
Bro, I cheated, man, like the whole way through, bro. And I don't even know how I passed to this day. I have no idea. And I got a job right out of school.
Wow.
They did. I got a good job right out of school.
Wow.
They actually keep their promise. I'm like, dang.
And then that's great.
I quit like a year and a half later. Anyway, all right. So, Nordic.
Any plans to reach out to Steve Quayle as a special guest? You would like his Genesis 6 knowledge. Ooh, we should. Let me write that down. Steve Quayle. I have heard. Oh, I know Steve Quayle. Not personally. I'm just saying I know of him. Yeah, I would love to talk to him. Steve Quayle. Dude, I'm Dennis. You know what changed? It's funny, bro. Like 4 years ago, I remember being in my mid 30s. And like, I know this sounds bad, but just hear me out.
That's gonna, I love that. Okay.
I feel like I have to. Hold on, hear me out.
Screenshot this, guys, or screen record this.
Never mind, I'm not going to tell you.
Dang it, I went too far.
Yeah, you totally did. No, okay. In like my mid 30s, I remember for some reason, it crossed my mind that I was just like, man, so this is it, huh? This is like everything about Christianity. It kind of got like complacent. It plateaued.
Expand, my friend.
It's like, okay, I get it. These things happened.
It just makes sense to you.
Not that it makes sense, but it was just like, okay, I get the story.
Okay. Yeah.
God created, man sinned. There was the Jewish people. Then Jesus came. He forgives sins. Cool, I get it. That was like 4 years ago. Okay. And I was just like, dang, man, I wonder like what it would take. I swear I had this thought. I'm like, I wonder what it would take to get me to the next level where I'm like, these other guys over here that all they talk about is like Jesus and the Bible and they go out and like talk to people. Like I wouldn't really talk to people about my faith. It was just my faith. You know what I mean? I wouldn't go out of my way to share stuff intentionally. If it came up, I'd have discussions, right? Bro, that was 4 years ago. And you know what like shattered my world and took Christianity to the next level for me, where now we have a podcast talking about Jesus. And now I talk to a lot of people about Jesus and like go out of my way to like talk about Jesus in all of my conversations. You know what I mean? You know what took me to that next level? Genesis 6, baby.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Absolutely. Unseen Realm and Heiser and the stuff in Genesis that clearly far expanded the narrative for me. So you know how I said, oh, okay, I get the story. God created, then there was Jews, they fell away, then Jesus came and he said he forgives sins. The story is so much bigger. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And Unseen Realm, Nephilim, flood, all that stuff, fallen angels, all that stuff, made my worldview just go like, just like expanded, expanded my worldview to where now I'm like, oh, nothing else makes sense. Nothing else makes sense except for this like expanded worldview. You have to have this understanding in order to see reality properly. You know, in order to understand Christianity properly. You have to have this worldview.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
I agree. Yeah.
And it was. If you guys have you guys read Michael Heiser, Unseen Realm? Tell us in the comments.
If you haven't, please do check it out.
Dude, that is what kicked me in the butt to like expand my faith. Just to, it's on steroids. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when
it changed the way I read the Bible too.
Dude, it changes everything.
Yeah.
It changes your outlook on reality. It changes not only how you read the Bible, but it changes what the Bible's saying. Do you know what I mean? I'll read passages now that I've read my whole life, and now they mean something completely different.
So that happened to me too, but well, yeah, I guess in that sense, looking from like the ancient worldview, but there's a different side to me that that same thing happened, and it changed the way I read, mainly in the New Testament, I guess I would say, and the Psalms probably. And I don't know if it had to do, if it started from because of all this Genesis 6 stuff and how it's and how we're going into this time right now, whether it's the end times or whatever it is, that is just you can't help but think about God in the Bible with everything that's going on today, right?
Absolutely.
Like you can't help but think about the demonic and different realms and dimensions and things without with what's going on today.
Dude, I have non-Christian friends that talk to me about end time like prophecy from the Bible. And they're not Christian, they don't believe in it, but they talk to me about it because like it's so obvious that it's happening that even people who don't have faith in Christ but are familiar with biblical knowledge, like they recognize what's happening.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. That's how crazy it is.
And New Agers, when you talk to New Agers too, like they have such a different view, but at the same time, it lines up with what's happening in the world today, right? So like we're just looking at it from the biblical lens. They're looking at it from this this wild,
oh totally
like lens. But I'm going to talk to a husband and wife here soon that are like total New Agers and like total
wow.
Yeah, and they're like on the they're wanting to learn this biblical point of view too. Yeah, so they're hungry for it. They're trying to see if what they believe is actually like if they can argue with it, if they could put any if there's anything else out there that is more true, kind of.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
dude, well, listen, on the 15th, when are you having this meeting?
So I'm helping their son out right now, going through like some issues and things, and so like I'm meeting with him, and then as soon it probably within a couple weeks. I mean,
okay, on the 15th, we've got that interview with that gal. I forget her name right now; it's slipping my mind. She was former New Age, and now she's like
yes.
highly active, trying to get people out of that. You should talk to her and ask her all the questions you need. Connect her with these people, like all of that. I can't wait for that episode. And you want some extra biblical? I wouldn't say it's evidence, but a little tidbit that makes me want to believe in the rapture more. The fact that New Age people also think there's going to be a rapture, and Christians will be taken off the planet.
Right. That's
the fact that Satan is putting it in these people's minds.
Yeah,
that Christians are going to disappear off the freaking earth. That makes me sit and like think twice and be like, dang.
So do you think Satan knows if there will be or there won't be?
Dude, that's a really good question, man. I don't know. I actually don't even know if Satan knows the future.
Well, I mean, he reads the Bible.
Okay, so are you saying he knows the future as much as we know the future?
Better than us because he's been around since the beginning. So in order to know the future, you need to know the past, right?
Yeah.
And so he knows the past better than any of us. So that's the only reason why I'm giving him that much credit on knowing. But I think so he knows more than us because he's just wiser than us. But I don't think he knows the future.
I don't think he knows the future either. I think he knows things that have been foretold. I'm sure he believes the Bible.
Yeah.
Do you think, okay, hold on. Do you think Satan
this is good.
knows he's going to lose?
That's a really good question. Dude, my kid asked me this question, man, and I couldn't answer it. And I'm like,
weak, bro.
Well, I wanted to be careful, so I was like, let me get back to you on that one.
Okay, in the comments, do you guys think Satan believes he's going to lose, or do you think he's going to win? Wait, or does he think he's going to win?
I have an idea. I have my thoughts on it.
What?
My thoughts are that, and again, I'm open to hearing anything on this. And this is right now, today.
I change my mind often.
Early 2025. I don't know what's going to happen next month. I might change my mind. I think that he is just too damn arrogant to believe that he can lose.
Okay.
So full of pride, so
pride's
full
a big one.
Arrogance.
Pride's a big one.
Yeah. That he's just like, there's no way I could lose. I am the greatest. And that's what's getting him.
Dude,
in so
hold
much,
on though.
Like,
hold on. Okay. Chris is saying he knows. So I'm assuming he means he knows he's going to lose. And he's saying his goal is to bring God's creation with him into damnation.
Okay, that's a great point.
So that's one angle. That's one way you could look at it. He knows he's going to lose, and his goal now is to take as many with him as possible. Okay, so that's one possibility. Yeah. Or what Dennis was kind of saying was that he's so proud and so arrogant. Remember, dude, I think it's in Ezekiel or Isaiah, where he says you were filled with pride, your beauty overwhelmed you, something like that. You know what I mean? But there's this idea of like, he was so full of himself that he's like, why don't I ascend the throne? I will be like the Most High.
Right.
I can do that. Look at me. You know what I'm saying? So based on this like pride and self, what is the word? Come on. I think I said it earlier. I don't know. I forgot. I don't have any food in my stomach.
Yeah, you get it.
So based on this pride, he actually does think maybe he thinks he wasn't successful during his first revolution, but he genuinely believes he may be successful during the second revolution. You know what I'm saying? His second battle, when he battles not only with the angelic hosts, which were in heaven and alongside him, right? The 1/3 that fell with him and rebelled.
Right.
Hey, he's had 6,000 years to recover, recoup, possibly expand his army.
He can't create.
Nephilim, baby.
Well, yeah, I figured you were going
there. Nephilim. Right. He bolstered his freaking army, okay? And not only that, but aliens. Like, even with L.A. Marzulli, he thinks that they're creating meat avatars. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that there is a possibility, even when you read Revelation, there's all sorts of crazy critters mentioned, and beings and entities and creatures and monsters. And
we got some good scripture from some of these people.
Okay. Let me finish the thought. Okay. Sorry. And what if he actually thinks that he's going to be successful in the battle? But that would mean that he's doubting what Revelation is saying.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you'd have to. So even though he sees the past, present, he sees the past, he knows the past, and he sees the present and he sees how scripture has been 1000% accurate, he would have to be stupid enough at the very end to be like, nah, I'm still going to beat him.
Again, that's where my claim is with arrogance and pride. And that's why I go there. But then you have, okay, so I think Chris gave us Matthew, he gave us, Matthew 8:29. They cried out, Son of God, leave us alone. Have you come here to torment us before the time? That was Chris. And then I think...
that's a great point.
And then there's another good one.
Before the appointed time.
Chad gave us 12:12, right? Revelation 12:12. Therefore you heavens rejoice and all who reside in them. But woe to you, the earth and the sea, because the devil has come down to you. He has filled you with terrible anger, for he knows that he only has a little time. So
Dang.
There's this time thing, yeah.
So not to psychoanalyze Satan,
right?
Okay, but listen, both of these could kind of be true. He may very, very well know that his time is limited, but still think that he can defeat God. He knows that there's a time coming where there's going to be this battle. Otherwise, listen, why even put up a freaking fight?
Well,
why go through all the, why go through all this trouble? Why go through all this trouble, right? Like, why do this? Why Nephilim, fallen angels, critters, right?
Guys, help us in the comments.
Like going out and making people atheists and stuff, like demonically oppressed. Like, why do all that if you're going to lose anyway? That's why I kind of want to lean towards, I forget who said it earlier. Chris might have been Chris that said that he's trying to take as many people with him as possible. I can see that because listen, remember, we're still God's image bearers. Even people that aren't saved, like it definitely breaks his heart that they are going to hell. God's not like stoked. You know what I'm saying?
I just
so maybe it's not, maybe Satan's on like a 6,000-year long kamikaze mission where he knows he's going out, and just to slight God as much as possible, he's trying to take as many billions of people as possible. But bro, Dennis, he's already done it once. Pre-flood.
Yeah.
Satan took out the entire population of the world as a result of God's judgment. But Satan infiltrated humanity to the extent where only Noah and his family were pure.
Yeah.
God saves them. God wipes out all of the rest of humanity. So Satan was pretty damn successful, I would say. You know what I'm saying? But God preserves mankind. And then, bro, I love these connections, man. It'll be like in the days of Noah. Mm-hmm. We talked about this on our last stream with all the mRNA technology and nanochips and stuff that they're putting in your brain, and the genetic alteration. They're going to alter humanity to a point where God's like, well, you guys don't have dominion over the earth anymore. You're not even human anymore, right? I don't know what the level of humanity is before God wipes you out, because you're not allowed to be on the planet, okay? But it seems like Satan's doing the same. He's playing the same tactic. He's playing the same cards here, okay? He's trying to alter humanity. And Dennis, he doesn't kill us. I shouldn't say us. He doesn't kill humans off. God kills the humans off. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Satan is incurring God's judgment on humanity. He's like, what's it called when you're like teasing and you keep like poking and you're just like waiting to get bit?
Needle.
You know what I mean though?
Yeah.
Like that's what he's doing to get God to judge mankind again. Like the more evil he can make us be, the more people will be vanquished by God. You know?
Here's an interesting take. Someone says, perhaps. By the way, New Zealand, welcome New Zealand.
Whoa,
that's amazing.
I went to New Zealand for 2 weeks one time.
Did you really?
North Island a week, South Island a week.
Very cool.
I love that place.
Man, I'd love to.
We
Oh,
almost
I
moved.
do
We
remember
almost
you
moved there.
went.
We almost moved there.
Yeah, because you were telling me about it, and you're like,
Yeah.
dude, you should come.
Yeah, it was incredible.
So check this out. Perhaps Satan is hoping that if enough people are condemned, that it will compel God's heart to forgive or redeem all of creation. I've never thought of that. That's cool, Randy. Yeah,
that's a very interesting thought.
Yeah, I mean, there could be so much more that we're not, obviously told and not, revealed. That there's so much stuff that's going on behind the scenes. I just again, I try to go back to the beginning of like when he was in, before God, and then to with that pride and arrogance to be like, I want to be better, I want to be greater.
I see that. I definitely see that. I'm also looking at it. Listen, I kind of see it cyclically. Okay. Satan was successful in getting humanity wiped off the face of the earth once. What a blow to God. If you're talking about you want to hurt the creator by hurting and dude, killing off all of humanity, and where do they go? Hell, right? You want to talk about a blow to God. He already did it once. Yeah. If his goal is to cause God as much pain as possible, why not do that again? So make the revelation stuff happen, because he knows it's been foretold. Yeah. Taint humanity again, but this time technologically. Okay, it doesn't have to be a supernatural incursion by the fallen angels. Just manipulate genetics, plant chips in their head, take away their thoughts, take away their capacity to even know or speak about Jesus in the first place. You don't think Neuralink is going to be able to censor your thoughts?
Bro, listen, man.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
And God will not allow it to happen, and he'll wipe out humanity again. That's what Revelation talks about. Yeah. It talks about God wiping out humanity because they've been marked, because they've sided with Satan. You see what I'm saying? So he's doing the same thing to spite God again, and to I don't want to say torture God, but in a sense, to torment him. Yeah. Because he knows it worked the first time, bro. So maybe he is kind of successful in his mission to hurt God.
Yeah, I've asked these questions to myself growing up too, like, but then I don't know. It's funny how I get so distracted because these are like really, really big questions. You don't hear them talked about in church, right? Like, yeah. Even it's very rare even to find it online. Like, cause I mean, I guess they're difficult questions to ask or to answer, but, and they can go in so many different directions. Yeah. And it could kind of throw you off too, because it could probably like make you doubt some things. And
really,
well, I don't know. I think I know I have someone in my life who says that, I don't like to think about these things because it might confuse me. And I was always worried about that when they would say that. Yeah, because I'm like, well, that shouldn't happen.
I hope not.
But, again, man, deceitfulness, bro, is so deep, and I don't think that we even really understand how deceived we are. I mean, I've been realizing that since COVID, really. Before that, I didn't even think about it.
That's true.
And once COVID hit, I was like, man, and I remember saying this over and over and over again. We are deceived way like beyond what we can even imagine.
Well, you don't know what you don't know.
True, but yeah. But the more I read like the Bible, and the more, you made a comment earlier, like, well, when Neuralink is happening, and people start taking it, which is going to happen, and people are going to want it. I mean, they're going to see amazing things happen.
They're lining up, bro. They're lining up.
Yeah, and it makes sense, right? Because if you don't believe in a sovereign, the sovereign Bible, God of the Bible, then yeah, you would take it, right? Like you would want to be. I would probably consider it, right? But here's the thing, though, Ben. Like, I don't even know if it needs to get to that point, because like what I see what's happening with social media and just the way the world is going, with AI and just the ease of things, the ease of creating things that digitally, man, like and the speed at everything that's happening, at the rate of speed is that,
dude,
I don't know. People are getting so confused.
Who put reality on like fast forward?
Yeah,
I swear, like the past, what, 8 years, 6 years, 6 years, I feel like have just somebody just like pushed fast forward on
yeah.
time.
I mean, you could even say since the iPhone, really, because once we started like FaceTiming, right? Once social media came, like Facebook really showed up, right? Like,
yeah, there's that, but I'm talking about like
way fast forward. Yeah, I get it.
I'm talking
I
about
see
like,
what you're
was
saying,
it during? Do you think during COVID, or do you think during Trump's first presidency, where things just it seemed, dude, it might listen. I think it might have been during Trump's first presidency for me, where it seemed like everything flipped on its head, and things were coming out. Everything was great. The curtains pulled back. You start seeing the inner workings of these systems and how they're attacking this guy. Okay. And then 3 years in or 2 years in, whatever it was, boom, COVID. Then you start seeing the curtain pulled back and the inner intricacies of the system of big pharma and hospitals and the power of the government to shut stuff down. Dude, the world just like, boom, it imploded, bro.
Yeah, and not just America,
and
the
then
world.
Dennis, and then after that, after freaking COVID, AI.
Yeah.
Where's that been? Why'd you guys release AI like right after COVID? Then during that, aliens, now quantum, now like it's like non-stop.
What did they say the other day? Teleportation now is possible or something. They teleported something successfully or something. Like what? I got
teleportation now is successful. Like it just, everything just accelerated so quickly. And I feel like I was saying this years ago. I feel like Satan during COVID, Satan kicked it into freaking overdrive.
Yeah.
Okay. Like he's executing on plans that have been in place for centuries. Yeah. And you can tell because things didn't make sense. Like things didn't make sense logically. There was no, okay, A happened, then B happened. Now the logical step is C and then D. It was like you're going from A to D and you're like, what the heck? Why are you doing that? Like, that doesn't even make sense.
And we've been so distracted that we didn't even know that we got there. Like, people, that's the thing too, because I think that like Ben, you and I, we have conversations and, people that follow us and listen to and have some of the similar mindsets that you and I have. We've been paying attention. We've been watching. We've been looking. We've been seeing. Call us conspiracy theorists or what, but we've been.
I hope you call me a conspiracy theorist.
Right. I know it's like a proud badge thing, but there's still so many people out there that they're just like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't even pay attention. I don't. I'm just so into my.
Yeah, that's true.
Career or.
That's true.
The things that they want. They're just so distracted that. I have conversations all the time and they're like, really? I didn't know this. Like, huh? Like,
you're like,
when?
You should not meet my friend Ben.
Oh yeah. I said that like
really
many times. Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, oh wait, this is nothing.
Dude. Yes.
Listen, oh yeah, dude. That's how I point people to the podcast.
Like, it's a badge of honor for me that I'm that guy. You know what I'm talking about? I'm that guy. You know how everybody's got the uncle? Yeah. Not the creepy one, not that guy. Even though I got the freaking mustache, this isn't going well for me. I'm just saying, I'm that guy. At the parties, at the get-togethers, at the reunions, I'm that guy. Yeah. I'm the guy in the corner that's like, did you hear about the alien?
Dude,
I'm the guy.
We got to go to like an event together, man. We got to go to like a function, like something like we just got to meet up with some friends.
We live on the opposite side of America. Here's my thought though, Dennis. Hey, chat, let us know in the comments. Bro, I want to go on a cruise with our friends.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
We don't have many, but I want to go on a cruise with our friends and just hang out. Awesome. Just hang out.
Fun time.
Chat during the day, like do activities together. You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be so much fun. I've
never been on a cruise. I want to go so bad.
Cruises are fun. They're very laid back. Like you can relax.
A pre-cruise because I might get sick.
Pre-cruise?
Yeah.
No. The boat's big enough. You don't really feel it. We're not going open ocean. I've done like 15 cruises. You'll be good.
Okay.
Hey,
Bahamas.
I want something beautiful and warm. It's so cold in Idaho right now.
Dude, we had a beautiful weekend here.
Brandy said, God will intervene, guys. Satan is still on a leash. This has to be in reference to what we were talking about before, right? I totally agree. I do think God will intervene, and his intervention is going to be that he wipes out humanity again. That's how he intervenes.
Yeah.
That's what Revelation says. It says that the Antichrist and Satan rises up with his armies, the armies of men and the supernatural armies that he's amassed. They go to war against the coming Christ and his armies that are coming from heaven. Satan loses. Everybody's wiped out. Okay. And then the millennial reign is instituted. The millennial reign where Christ stays and dominates the earth. Okay. And there's still people here. It says the nations come and go. You know what I mean? And then it says that Satan's bound for 1,000 years. We talked about this on the last one. It says Satan's bound for 1,000 years during this reign. Okay. And listen, in the Bible, 1,000 years is never 1,000 years. Like the number 1,000 to the Jews signified a long period of time. It was a symbolic number. So otherwise,
was it an age?
It's like an age. It just symbolizes a long duration of time. That's what 1,000 years is. We don't actually know. It's called the millennial reign because it says 1,000 years, but 1,000 is a number symbolic of a lot. Otherwise, you just sit there and you'd like count down and be like, okay, 1,000, Satan's released. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work like that. It's the same reason we don't know when the rapture is. It's also the same reason we don't know when the second coming in Christ is. It's another reason why the whole 7 years thing kind of throws me for a loop, because it says nobody knows when the son's coming again, but it's just 7 years after the tribulation, or 3.5 years after this guy comes out of the Antichrist says, hey, I'm God. You just have to start counting from that period, 3.5 years, and then Christ comes back. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway, the millennial reign, this long period of time where Christ is on earth with his people, okay? Arguably the ones that survive the tribulation, okay? And then Satan's released at the end of this period of time to do what? Deceive the nations again.
Yeah, dude, this stuff is so wild.
So it's literally, it's cyclical. And what do you think happens after he deceives the nations again, which is what he's doing now? Right now, he's deceiving all the nations, right? He's been doing this for 6,000 years, since the fall of man. How much do you want to bet that after Satan's released? Okay, so hear me out. Don't kill me in the comments. Okay, go easy. But it'll make sense. Hey, there's a long period of time where Christ is in the millennial reign with his people. His people are reproducing, procreating, filling the earth again. Okay? Just like Noah did. See what I'm saying? It's cyclical. Then Satan's released to deceive the nations again. How long does that take? Took 6,000 years this last go. How much do you want to bet that after the Antichrist, the beast, these guys are wiped out, right? How much do you want to bet that there's another like 6,000 years to go or something before Christ throws Satan in the lake of fire, never to be released again, new heaven, new earth created? I bet you we're in the middle of the full history of this world and humanity as we know it. I bet you we're in the middle, and this is going to be round 2 of destruction. And then there's going to be a round 3 of destruction. And then God says, no mas. Wipes it out, new heaven, new earth, with him for eternity. Satan never to be released again. When even with Christ on earth, once Satan's released, he deceives the nations. Even with Jesus here. That's why we get a new heaven, new earth, Satan never to be released again. Because only once he's bound, only then are we never going to be deceived again. It's crazy.
So what happens to us while we wait? Is there a waiting period for us, or is it instant for us? You think, like, is it all done when we die? Do we wake up and it's like the third round is already done?
That's a good question. I don't know. This is
because if God's like outside of time, are we outside of time for a time?
Dennis,
right?
Very possibly.
That's what I think. I think like when we die,
I have ideas, but based on how our chat responded to the Rapture thing, I don't want to get into. I'm just kidding. I don't care. I love you guys. Hey, I think time for us. There's a reason it says for those who have fallen asleep. There's this notion of sleep in death for us. Okay, not a notion of conscious understanding and communicating and in community with people until we come back to repopulate in the new heaven, new earth, post-millennial reign. Okay, there's this idea of soul sleep that's in several passages in the New Testament, where I think when we die, this is what I believe. I think when we die, we close our eyes, and I think we wake up. There's no notion of time having passed. There's nothing like that. I think we close our eyes here and we wake up, new heaven, new earth.
Yeah,
everything in between has happened. Yeah. We are not aware of it. We are not conscious. I think we wake up in the new heaven, new earth to spend eternity. Guys, we do not spend eternity in a place called heaven. Right. We spend eternity on a new earth with Christ here. Christ,
new bodies.
Christ brings, and it's gonna be jacked.
Can't wait, dude.
God brings heaven to earth in the form of Jesus, like the kingdom, the new Jerusalem, his bride. All of that comes to a new earth. This idea of like, oh, we're going to heaven. I don't know, but don't kill me in the comments, man. I'm just saying what I think. Wait for Lee to come in here and set me right, okay? Oh, somebody said body sleep, never soul sleep. Maybe. I guess you could take it that way too. I'm just saying I don't see. Here we go. Okay. I had to open this up. Hey, what was God's intention originally for man when he created us? Originally, what was his intention?
To live on the earth with him and populate it and enjoy it and enjoy him and work it and just be have an abundant.
Totally. That's what we were created for.
Yeah.
That's how it started. Then it got screwed up. And then if you read the end, that's how it ends.
That's how it ends. Right?
Us with Jesus on the new earth, fulfilling the Adamic callings. God created Adam to live in community with him, fill the earth, multiply, subdue the earth, work. Christ was there. Jesus was there in the garden with Adam and Eve. And the council was there. Read Heiser if you don't know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Okay? So the end is the same as the beginning. He undoes and fixes the middle, right? So when people say like, oh, well, our souls are in heaven until the new earth is created. We were never created to be disembodied spirits. You know who's a disembodied spirit?
Demons.
That's what a demon is, bro.
Yeah.
That's literally the definition of a demon.
That's a great point, B.
So when I say God didn't create us to be disembodied, like you got to show me something in the Bible that says like, well, look here. These are conscious, disembodied, like entities in the presence of God. And I know you'll have the passage in like Revelation where it says the saints that have been slain are under the altar, okay? Before God, crying out, when will you avenge us, or something along those lines, right? One, they're not in God's throne room. They're under an altar. They're in a sub-state. And that could also it could also be metaphorical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, listen, for me, and again, I'm not telling you to believe me, okay? We're just friends having a discussion in our hang sesh. for me, it's hard. It's a hard sell to convince me that we will exist disembodied, which is something that God never intended for humanity, ever. Bro, if Adam never sinned, we would never be disembodied. Right?
Disembodied?
Yes. If you think we are going to exist as spirits in heaven, that is something that would never happen if Adam never sinned.
Yeah, I never thought about this this concept that we weren't created to be disembodied. That's so right. I mean, it's true. I can't think of any scripture or anything. I mean,
let's see what the chat says. Go on.
I'm not a Bible scholar, so I don't know, but nothing comes to mind thinking of being disembodied even for a period of time. But again, I like the chat because they slap us with knowledge.
They're usually on it. Let's see.
Yeah, because that's what Brandy's asking. When are we going to be disembodied? That's the thing. That's what Ben's saying. We don't think we will be. It could be an instant, transition.
Dude, exactly. But listen, Randy brings up a good point. He quotes Philippians 1:22, which I think says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Randy, 100%, buddy. I totally agree with you. Where? It doesn't say to be present with the Lord in heaven, okay? Because my theory that we are going to be present with the Lord on the new earth is an instantaneous thing. Yeah. When we are absent from the body here, we are going to be present with the Lord embodied for eternity on the new earth.
And the reason why that verse is tricky is because when we read with the Lord, that gives us that perception of heaven in a faraway land somewhere, right? Like with the Lord, but that's not the truth. The truth is it's here on earth, in the new earth, with the new heaven. So it's not a place far, far away with the Lord. With the Lord means here. Well, I mean, it also means in us too, right? With the Lord, because He's in us through the Spirit. So, yeah,
it's a tough one. I know. Listen, guys, I've shared a couple of my ideas. This is just what I got going on upstairs. I am eagerly reaching out to people to come on and discuss these things from like an educated and authoritative, totally not authoritarian, authoritative point of view. You know what I'm saying? That's like why we're doing this. And this is my favorite part about the hang sessions is freaking reading the comments from our friends that are like, well, what about this person? What about this person? What about this idea? I love it. This is my favorite. This is what I'd be doing with my friends, like in person, if we were grabbing a drink or having a cigar and just sitting down for like 2 hours. This is exactly what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, for making this possible. Thank you, AI, for making this possible.
It's true.
But with all that, I have to call it a night. So,
boo.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Ben. This was really good, man. I really enjoyed this.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, but we're gonna get on soon. We'll get on again, and then we have the 15th. But well, that's only 5 days from now.
Yeah, and I got to release Karen's interview.
Yes. That's gonna be an interesting one. I want to see the comments on that one.
That's a very interesting.
That's a wild one. That's a wild one. And I still have so many questions from that one.
Me too. She's gonna come back. She's gonna come back.
She has to. And so, guys, if you're listening to this and you have questions after watching the Karen interview, Karen Wilkinson interview, that's gonna be what Ben's posting next. So stay tuned for that one. What do you have?
Chad, John 14:3. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, and then and be with me, that you may be where I am. I totally agree. But
that still could be.
Chad, do you think that, I'm not trying to be a jerk, do you think God's building a house in heaven? It's like an actual, like my house? Yeah. Probably not, right? He's probably using a concept of an abode, of a dwelling, like a place that you're going to reside with me. We're going to live together. Where?
Where is the question?
Where?
Yeah.
On the new earth, where we spend eternity with Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, You want to talk about a house? Bro, he descends in a 1,400 mile wide and tall cube called the New Jerusalem.
Yeah.
That's probably what he's building. You know what I'm saying? And it's on the new earth. It's on the new earth.
Yeah, that's in the Bible. We can't get away from that. Like that's not like that's. But maybe
I would say, Dennis, that this verse actually applies to my theory more so than it does to God's building a house in heaven for us to go live in. And then we live in that house, but then we actually come back to a new earth.
Back here. Yeah,
that makes no sense.
To me.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But listen, I love you guys. I'm sorry that I rocked the boat. Okay.
No, well, you know what? What was it? Who said this? Brandy said, "Thank you guys. This was fun." No, but there was another one. But thank you, Brandy.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Someone said something.
I love our hang sessions the most.
Someone said something. What did it go away? What happened? Oh my gosh.
It's gone. Who cares? Hey, all that to say, when it says that God's going to go build a mansion, somebody said mansions in here.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't think he's being like literal when it says I'm building you mansions. I think he's using the term mansions to describe the New Jerusalem and the fact that we're going to dwell with him on the new earth. That's it. Otherwise, how literal do we take the word mansion? Is it a mansion by their standard? Is it a mansion by our standard? Is it what material is it made out? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the word mansion to the Jewish audience of the day entailed abundance, lustrous, wealth, safety. Those are all things we get with Jesus on the new earth. I don't care about a mansion. I've got Jesus.
Hey,
why do I care about a house?
I want it to all be true. I want both to be true. I want a mansion on the
You think you're going to care about a mansion?
I don't think so.
Dennis,
I think
the streets are gold.
Well, yeah, and
the purest gold
you walk transparent.
On the most, you walk on the rarest and most expensive minerals on the galaxy. Like, you think you're going to care about a mansion? Like, Jesus is here, bro.
Made of gold.
Our foundations are rubies and diamonds and topaz, and you think Jesus is here? Who cares? That's dirt.
So there's so much truth in what you're just saying, because that's do you see how dangerous that word can be?
What word?
Or the concept of having a mansion to myself.
Guys, get him. He's saying you're dangerous. Get him in the comments.
It's dangerous when we're thinking about anything for ourselves, like besides Jesus. See, that's the thing.
Jesus is the prize, bro.
That's exactly right. Jesus is the prize.
Absolutely.
The upward call. What's that? Man, I'm so bad today. I don't know what I'm doing today.
No, it's late. And you've probably been fasting for 3 days.
Yesterday I did, but Sundays, buddy. But yeah, it's the upward call for the prize, which is Jesus. That we press on. I one thing I do, Paul says, I do not. I'm forgetting what lies behind, and reaching for what lies ahead. The upward call of Christ, and the prize of Christ. And I think that anything else that skews from being with Jesus is something we shouldn't be focusing on, right? Whether it's
totally,
and
do you think that his message there, that I'm going to build a place for you, so that where I am, you may be also. In my Father's house are many mansions. Do you think Jesus is the one seeding those distractions, or do you think we are misunderstanding what he's saying? You see what I mean?
Well, have you heard the analogy about what Jesus said with the Galilean wedding?
Hit me.
So Jesus, the whole story, this is where people will also agree with the rapture case, that there is a pre-trib rapture, is that in a Galilean wedding, like everything that Jesus did with the cup, with I'm going away and I'm coming back. So he drank of the cup and then he's going away. He's going to come back soon. That was the exact same language and what would happen through a Galilean wedding, specifically Galilean wedding, where there's like a whole like movie on this. It's a documentary. I've seen it. It's really interesting.
They got it. His audience understood.
It was for
way
that
more
audience,
than we get.
right?
Way more than we get.
So that's why I think Mansions is just more of a analogy, maybe even, or like
metaphor.
Metaphor.
I mean, Randy does say meno is Greek, or I'm sorry, meno in Greek is just simple word for home or dwelling. I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
But when you read like John, right, the book of John, I think it's, I mean, even in John 1 for sure, he talks about being one with God and God, us being in God, or him and God, God in us and God. It's like that. We're together. He's our home. We're his home. We dwell with each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that language there too. So.
And listen, Randy, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think the dwelling is the New Jerusalem. And I think where it is not heaven. I think it's on the new earth. That's what Revelation says,
And we only believe that because of what Revelation says. Yeah,
that's it. I'm not making that up.
Yeah, but we heard growing up in church. I've heard growing up in church that I mean, I've never heard about the Revelation cube, right? I've never, not once,
the cube,
right? I've only heard about another place called heaven, where the streets are made of gold. We have mansions.
Yeah.
There's no.
Does God in heaven live in a house?
Right.
We know God has a throne room.
Yeah.
But is there a house that he lives in? Like,
I mean, Solomon says,
do the angels live in a house?
There's no house that can hold them,
I guess only we get houses and then the angels don't get houses. Like, it's too, I don't think that that's something that is taken literally as a four-walled house. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see what the experts say. Guys, we love you.
This was cool.
This was fun. We came in here with nothing to talk about. Zero. All we wanted to do was get on because it's been so long.
And say hello to our friends.
And you guys have been great.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Help us out. Tell people about it. And,
share our stuff.
Go to our Instagram if you haven't. Go to our X account if you haven't.
Our Instagram's a little spicy. I'm in charge. Yeah. And I apologize.
I do nothing. I just laugh and comment and needle and troll Ben.
I feel like if you watch us enough and get to know our sense of humor, then our Instagram makes sense. If you don't and you just hop straight into Instagram, you're like, oh my God, what are these guys doing? They're out of their minds. And then you come onto the show and it's like, these guys, that Instagram, you gotta know us first, and then the Instagram will make sense.
Thank you, Brandy. Thanks for sharing, Brandy.
You guys are the best.
You guys are great. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Love you guys.
Great night. Bye.
Good night. That was great.
That was awesome, man.
Dude, I was concerned
on the cuff stuff.